In this video, I'm going to draw the adjuster design that is drawn at the end or middle to end of chapter 7. Right? So the first step you're going to do is you're going to open up Inventor. When you open up Inventor, you'll see this home screen right here. This home screen has this new section which has all of the different files that Inventor has. So there's part files, which are individual parts that are the building blocks of assemblies. So assemblies just compiles all of these different parts together and adds constraints to them so you can actually see how they interact together. Then you have drawing files, which is similar to AutoCAD's 2D paper space. This is how you actually communicate different parts and assemblies. And then you have your presentation file, which creates an exploded view of assemblies. All right, so at the beginning of the book, it talks about projects right here. So I'm going to go to projects and I'm going to click new project. I'm going to click new single user project because it's just me accessing this project. If you were in a team, you might have a new Vault project. All right, project name, I'm going to say practice as my project name. And my folder, I'm going to click these 3 dots and I'm going to go to my desktop and just have it go to my desktop folder and click finish. Okay, so this one can't be activated right now because I have a part open right here. So I'm going to click done. I'm going to go to my part. I have the adjuster design already drawn. I'm going to exit out of that and click no. I'm not going to save that. All right. So let's see here. Now if I go to projects, I can double click practice and it will activate this project. All this does is a project is just a digital location to somewhere in your computer. So instead of having to go to your File Explorer and find your different labs or lectures and things like that, you can essentially speed up your process or productivity when doing assignments and create a project. So you could do maybe labs, and for the project location, you can create a path to your labs. And then I'm going to click done. So what happens is if I go to open, it will bring me to my desktop location. So project isn't actually a file that you can open. It's just a digital location bringing you somewhere. All right, so I'm going to cancel that. Now let's start creating our part. So if you click part, it will open up the part template. And I'm going to click OK. This part template was chosen when you installed Inventor automatically. All right. So there are different parts of your screen. Make sure to read the chapter so you can know what they are. We're going to be using the graphics area a lot. This is where we're actually going to draw our model. And then here is our model browser, which shows us a history of all of our different features that we create. And then here's our ribbon where we'll access a lot of our commands. All right, so the first step in the adjuster design is I'm going to expand the origin folder. And I'm going to create a new sketch on the XY plane. There's different ways you can do that. You can just click on it and go start 2D sketch. I usually just select this plane and then right click and click new sketch. All right. So what that plane does is it brings us to the front view. And we are going to draw the first sketch. So this is going to be our base feature, our first sketch that we're creating. And we are just going to rough sketch the shape of something. It looks like an L. So in parametric modeling, you always do a rough sketch and then you add constraints and dimensions. So I'm going to go, I'm going to see where there's a green, see the green dot. I'm going to wait till I see that green dot and click on it. What that means is I am attaching my first point of the line to the origin there. And it's always really great practice to attach your designs to the origin later on when you're assembling files and stuff. So make sure to attach your base feature to the origin right there. Okay. And then I'm going to draw this approximately to 2.5. Let's see here. So that's good enough. To the right of my cursor, you can see that black line and red line above the 0 degrees. And I want that to show. That's showing that a horizontal relation or constraint is going to be automatically added when I complete or select the next endpoint of this line. So if I click, that means that a horizontal relation was added. And you can see because it shows the constraint or relation right there. Right? Then I'm going to move my cursor up and I'm going to make sure that I see the perpendicular relation. Looks like a rotated T. All right, so I'm going to click here. Okay, click here. Just drawing a shape of L. I want it to be perpendicular again. Click here. All right, click there. And click there to the origin again. All right, so now we created a rough sketch with no dimensions. Now I'm going to go in and actually dimension my design, or my drawing or sketch. So I'm going to just click the dimensions up there, click this line, move my cursor down, and then left click, and that will place the dimension. To edit the dimension, just click on it, and this is going to be 2.5, and then hit enter on your keyboard. Then just click on this line, click again, okay, click again, and that's going to be 0.75, enter. This is going to be, let's see here, 0.75, and then this is going to be 2.5, enter. All right, I'm going to use my cursor wheel to scroll in and out and pan. So to zoom in, I just use my cursor wheel and roll up, and that will zoom out actually. And then when I scroll down, it will zoom in. If you hold the cursor wheel down and move this right and left, sorry, mouse wheel, I apologize. My mouse wheel, move it right and left, and that will actually allow me to pan. If you don't have a mouse, I would highly recommend you use one when using CAD software, but you don't have to. You can click this hand right here to actually pan in and out. And to exit out of pan, just hit escape on your keyboard. You can also zoom. So let's use this one. So if you click this right here, okay, this will follow you. And if you hold zoom, click zoom, and if you move up, it will zoom out, and if you move your cursor down, it will zoom in. Okay, and then when you let go of your mouse, it will bring this up again. Okay, and you can do the same thing here. Pan, just click and hold, and then if you drag it click and drag, it will pan it for you. Okay, and then once you're done, you click the X. All right. So now we're going to right click in the graphics area and click Finish 2D Sketch. Inventor, depending on what command you use, has a bunch of shortcuts that are supposed to speed up your productivity when drawing. So click Finish 2D Sketch. And now we are going to extrude our first, or create our first feature using Extrude. So click Extrude. I'm going to click this home icon to bring an isometric view here. And for distance, I'm going to enter in 2.5 inches. All right, and I want it to come this direction. And then I'm going to click OK. And now we have our first feature here. You can see right here in your model browser, here is our first feature. If you click the down arrow, you can actually see the sketch. So if I made a mistake on the sketch, I can just right click and go to edit sketch, all right, and make modifications to my sketch. I don't need to, so I'm just gonna click finish sketch. You can also do this for extruded parts. So if you right click on your extruded part and go to edit feature, you can edit the distance. So if I say it was supposed to be 3, I could change that to 3 there. And click OK. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to create another sketch on this face right here. So you can create sketches on these planes, or you can use a planar face to create a sketch. So just click on this sketch, go to the very right icon, it says create sketch. And now we are creating a sketch on this face. All right, we are going to draw another L shape. So I'm gonna go to line, and I want this first point to be coincident to the origin. So I'm gonna click there and just rough sketch what I think this is supposed to look like. All right, so here's my rough sketch. Now I'm going to start adding dimensions. So I'm going to click dimension. This dimension is going to be 2.5, enter. This dimension right here is going to be 0.75, enter. This dimension is going to be 0.75. All right, and then you can see down here also one dimension is still needed. So I'm going to go, I want this line, I could either add a 2.5 dimension, but instead I'm going to use a constraint. So I want this line to be aligned with this line, and that is called a collinear constraint. So I'm going to go up here, this icon right here is a collinear constraint. So I'll click that and then click the 2 lines. So I'm going to click that line, and then I'm going to click this edge, and then it brings these so they're aligned. All right, and then you can see down here in your status bar it says fully constrained. You 99% of the time you want this to say fully constrained. Okay, this just helps when you make design changes. It makes things a lot easier for complex parts. Then we're going to go to finish sketch. All right, and then I'm going to hit extrude again. And you can see that it used the Boolean option join, which is what we want to do. We want to join these 2 solids, but we want it to go in the opposite direction. So we're going to click this direction 2, and we want it to be a distance of 2.5 again. And then you'll click OK. And then we are going to create this hole. So just click this planar face and click the create sketch. You can just draw a circle somewhere in the area. All right, and then I'm gonna hit escape to exit out of that command. Now I'll add the dimensions. So the radius, you always want to try to add your diameter or radius dimensions first. The diameter is 0.75, enter. Then we go from here to here, which is also 0.75. And then from the center of the circle to this edge right here is 1.25, enter. All right, you can see our model is fully constrained, so I'm going to click finish sketch. Then I'm going to go to extrude, and this time instead of join I am going to use a cut. Okay, you can see that it's not selected, so I'm going to click profile, and then I'm going to click the circle. Instead of using the distance, I'm going to click all, and that just means that it will go through all the solids that it can, or all the solid body that it can. All right, and then I'm going to click OK. The last thing we need to do is draw this corner right here. So I'm going to click this planar surface, click create sketch. Right, I'm going to use lines and draw a triangle. Okay, make sure that you are connecting it to the corner right here. Make sure you see that green dot, then start drawing. Okay, I'm gonna click and click there. Okay, then I'm gonna zoom out and pan. There we go. And so I'm gonna add some dimensions now. So from this, or from here to here is, let's see, 1 inch, enter. And then we have an angular dimension, so click the slanted line and click that top line and make that 45, just type in 45, make a 45-degree angle. We're fully constrained, so we're good to go. Go to finish sketch, then go to extrude. We want to do extruded cut. There's different ways you can do this, so you can keep a distance. Say I change the distance to 1. It doesn't matter because it's going to go through this open space there, so you can have it any distance you want right there. You don't want to do all because you don't want it to go through this side as well, so just make sure to do distance, and yeah. And then we're going to click OK. And here is our adjuster design. Make sure to read the book or read the chapter, because it has a lot more information that I didn't cover in this video. And let me know if you have any questions. All right, good luck.